Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for, this is going to be your Mega Deck reading. Mega Deck for May. And this is Mega Deck right here. This is a combination of the Good Tarot, the Sacred Shaman Oracle, and the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And this deck has already been shuffled before the reading. I'm just not going to spend 40 minutes shuffling this deck on camera. So, you know, if you are one of those people that has to see a deck being shuffled, I don't know, go watch someone else is what I would say. But for everyone that's still here, we're just going to see what comes up. This is going to be like a May bonus reading. And like I said, we're using Mega Deck because it is May. But let's see here. You start off with this King of Pentacles. So, you know, just looking around here, I do feel like you are kind of like increasing your finances. I kind of feel some of you need to take like a business or an idea to the next level. Like, I think things are good. Don't get me wrong. This is a really good reading just looking around here. I haven't looked at everything yet, but, you know, it looks like things are going really, really well for you. But you go from the King of Pentacles to the Middle World card to this Ten of Pentacles. And it's almost like you could, you know, I feel like you could zhuzh something up here with this Middle World card. It's almost like that card is saying to me that, especially in like work, business, or whatever you do for money, even if you're retired, you could still be doing something for extra money or whatever. It's almost like you could, you know, add some new packaging to it. That's like the word that I'm getting. But it's almost like, you know, maybe the way you present your business, or if you have a side hustle, it's like the way you present it or something like that is popping into my head. That could have to do with like marketing as well. Or maybe, you know, the other thing is maybe you need to like start promoting it in general. Maybe you need to start a YouTube channel or social media. It's almost like you're taking something to the next level. That's what keeps popping into my head. So there you go. You have the Page of Cups here. Definitely could be love coming in for you. Could be an earth or a water sign. Could be a combination of both, I guess, too. I'm also getting Aquarius popping into my head, but, you know, I feel like you could be attracting love. I feel like this is kind of like a permanent situation. Again, going to the Ten of Pentacles would tell me that you are attracting a person who is like wants something permanent. Again, King of Pentacles wants something permanent in a relationship. The Ten of Pentacles is like building and leaving a legacy. So, you know, I feel like you could be attracting someone who is very, very serious with the Ten of Pentacles. Next, you have the Two of Wands. I don't read reversals, but I don't know if you saw that. It came out in reverse when I pulled the card. It is popping into my head as kind of like interesting. You know, I kind of feel you need to take control of your reality at this time. The whole story of the Two of Wands is that normally there's a guy standing at the top of a castle and he has the whole world in his hands, but he's just looking out in front of him. He doesn't realize that he has the whole world in his hands. Like he could create much, much more than he has, but he feels like, you know, he rushed to a finish line. He didn't enjoy the process, and he feels like there's nothing more for him to learn, or there's nothing more for him to accomplish in life. So I feel like you need to, like, it's almost like the universe is trying to get you to, you know, open up to be surprised. You know, I kind of feel like the universe is trying to get you to, you know, believe in magic again or something, because even we go this way and we go up to this water card, and I feel disconnected from that card in your reading. And what I mean by that is it's almost like maybe you haven't been kind of like in your watery nature. You know, maybe you need to believe in magic. Maybe you need to make things more magical, right? More watery. You need more of that water energy, or you need to step more into that watery energy, right? It's like sometimes I think us water signs, maybe we are, you know, we come off as like naive, or, you know, people think we're a little bit dreamy or whatever, but I actually think you need to step more into that energy. Again, maybe it's been sucked out of you because of all these, you know, because of people who are like, why can't you be normal? And, you know, I would say that I feel like it's not time to be normal right now, Scorpio, with like your ideas, your goals, your wishes, your dreams. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I would say, like, don't rush a situation here if you're meeting a person. You even have the Seven of Pentacles. It's kind of funny. This guy is looking over at the King of Pentacles. So you could be attracting a person who is changing direction in their life. I feel like I've said this to you before, that, you know, you could be attracting a person who is, like, getting out of a relationship or something like that. I don't know. It keeps popping into my head for you. Could be an earth sign, could be a water sign, like I said, or any sign. But it's also interesting that you go down to this Andean cross, to this hollow bone, which says teachability on it. And there's like a moose here, moose antlers. And this guy here has moose antlers. So I almost feel like you could be teaching a person how to open up, or they could be teaching you how to open up as well. Or just, you know, just being with that person. I don't think they're actually teaching you anything. I think just by being with them, that could be opening up. You know, you could be creating more open energy. With the Page of Wands, or sorry, the Page of Water, the Page of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Too many words with the pages here, but definitely could be love. Again, I feel like there's this person could be very enthusiastic, very adventurous. Maybe they travel around a lot. There's something about travel here because you have this Andean cross, and I was kind of getting that you could be like attracting a person from a distance, but it feels like, you could be attracting a person who's moving to where you live already. It's like almost like you're meeting a person. Maybe they get a job where you work and they just moved to town or something like that, right? So, again, I feel like you could be finding a person like that. I kind of get a little bit of that like parallel path thing with the Andean cross as well. It's like you could be meeting a person where it's almost like you're on the same path in life. Not exactly the same, right? But, maybe you work towards common goals, right? In life, or maybe you have similar ideas, and I kind of get that there. I think I just said that to Cancer, so it could, something similar. It could be Cancer. With the Two of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, there's an opportunity in front of you. The problem with the Ace of Pentacles is it just represents potential, so you have to make the Ace of Pentacles work, but I feel there could be something very successful being presented to you, like a new opportunity, but I kind of feel like you have to add a little bit of magic here. It's funny because normally on the Ace of Pentacles, there's like a garden growing in the front of the Ace of Pentacles. And the garden on the Ace of Pentacles kind of represents the fact that something needs to be treated like a garden. It needs water, it needs sunlight, it needs fertilizer, it needs to be weeded, it needs to be nurtured into existence. So it's like, whatever this opportunity is, it's something you're gonna have to take care of, but if you take care of it, then it's going to be very successful for you. Next, you have this Seven of Pentacles here. Again, Seven of Pentacles can represent a change in direction. Everybody's been getting this card recently. I've been making jokes about, is the juice worth the squeeze? Because the Seven of Pentacles says, is what you've been working on life, is it worth it? Or is there something better for you to work on, right? He's even looking over at the King of Pentacles, like I said. I don't hate the King of Pentacles, but to me, the King of Pentacles there's like one problem with the King of Pentacles. He can represent the way things have always been done. And we're entering into Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius is not the way things have always been done. So we need to be like upgrading our skills and everything like that. Next, you have this Middle World card, and you can see there's almost like that water bubble around that tree in the center of the card, and then you go up to the water card. So I feel for a lot of you, you need to bring a little bit, to get to the higher world here, I feel like you need to bring a little bit more magic, a little bit more excitement, a little bit more of your like new, crazier, watery ideas, right? I also feel like believing that magic is possible. I used to call these Tinkerbell readings, because it's like if you don't believe, then it's not going to happen for you, right? It's not going to exist, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So it's like if you don't believe in Tinkerbell, she disappears, right? So I feel like you need to believe in magic again, or believe that you can manifest whatever you're trying to manifest, and just simply believing it is going to probably manifest it in your life. You have this Beauty Way card. I kind of just have the words confirmation popping into my head here with this card, so I kind of feel this is just confirmation for your path. I feel like it's the universe is saying to you like, hey, good job, you're going in the right direction. You're doing the things that you should be doing in your life right now. So, I just see a lot of success with that card coming in for you. I also see that some of you could be kind of breaking free from something. You have this curse card up here, but it's almost like you're breaking free from like a curse, or you're being guided away from something. It feels like a repeat story to me. So, we're going to obviously look into that in just a minute, but that curse card just feels like something that's been repeating in your life. I feel like you're breaking away from it. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. There you go. Something is dead, done, over with. Something is no longer worth your time, effort, and energy in your life, and I feel like you need to move away from it. Uranus and Taurus has a lot to do with values. I keep telling people that don't do things that you hate doing. At this time with Uranus and Taurus, and and here's the thing, someone always comes at me and they're like, well, I have jury duty and I don't want to do jury duty. I'm like, well, okay, it's like there are certain things that maybe we have to do. So it's like, how can you turn it into something that you want to do? It's like, and maybe it has to be something small. Maybe you walk into jury duty and you notice someone's shoes and you're like, oh, I really appreciate their shoes. So it's like some things, yes, you have to do them. That's life. We're adults and we're not children, right? So that's that. But I kind of feel this is more talking about some sort of change that you could be making, like in work or business or something like that. With the Middle World card, you have the Queen of Wands. Definitely time for you to be bold, assertive. I feel like it's time for you to really go for the things that you want in your life. Like if you're trying to create something new in your life, like a business or If you're thinking of something that really excites you, I would move in that direction. I always say that she normally has a sunflower, and in the tarot, the sunflowers, they point towards the sun. They point towards happiness. So it's like you could be feeling very enthusiastic or excited right here. You could be feeling enthusiastic or excited about something that you want to create with the Magician. And basically the Queen of Wands says, start moving, learn as you go. With the Beauty Way card here, you have the Magician. Yes, you definitely time to use your powers of manifestation to get what you want. I do feel Magician twice here, and I gotta see what this card is because I don't even know what it is. It's the Blade. Someone could have stabbed you in your back here, Scorpio. And so I would be careful of a past person who maybe stabbed you in the back, or maybe you're having a hard time letting go of a person who stabbed you in the back. I also feel like you could be attracting a person where you're having a hard time moving on from a person, who is having a hard time moving on from a person that stabbed them in the back. I've been saying this to you for weeks. I keep getting the same story that you could be attracting someone who has been through something similar to you. Next, you have this Water card. I feel like this is the most important card in this reading. It's like you really need to tap into those magical beliefs, those magical ideas in your life. I feel like that's what's gonna kind of change things for you very quickly. I also see like a lot of manifestation here. Like you could be manifesting things very quickly into your life. You could be creating a lot of abundance as well with the Water card. So I like this. But again, there is something here about like needing to believe. I don't know how else to verbalize it. I hope that makes sense here, right? You have this Andean cross card as well. Again, this card has to do with direction, but it also has to do with like balance as well. And I kind of feel like balancing both things. It's almost like you have the logical side right now for whatever reason. Maybe you feel like you're being super logical, or maybe if you think about it, you're being super logical. I feel like, again, it's like this reading is saying don't get rid of those ideas, the logical ideas, but maybe add some more magic into whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like that's going to lead to a lot of success. You see how there's like these little steps here. They're like, it's like the cross points like in the four directions, but also these diagonals as well. And if we look at the reading, it's almost like you have a choice. You can go this way here towards something like a person who stabbed you in your back, or you can release it and go towards the lesson, or you can realize that you learned a lesson here with this teachability card. So I do feel like some of you, this is talking about kind of releasing something that has been difficult to release, or a person or a situation. I feel like this is what you're heading towards, is the Ten of Pentacles. Everybody gets the Ten of Pentacles nowadays. I mean, Uranus and Taurus, really wants us to focus on building and leaving a legacy. So, I feel a lot of you could be building success or creating more success in your life, or you could be building something that will be successful. So, really, really like to see that. But let's see here, Scorpio, with the Water card, you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I would be careful of anyone who's like in, out, back, forth, all that other stuff. But again, definitely going from the Queen of Wands here, the Knight of Wands, he only cares about one thing. He only cares about his desire. And he also is very flexible in how he accomplishes his goals. So we see this Andean cross, which, again, what I'm really focusing on that card is all the directions. And I feel like the Knight of Wands is saying there are like 1,000,001 ways that you could accomplish whatever this magical thing that you're trying to accomplish is. But I feel like you need to open up to all the different directions. With the Andean cross, you have the Lovers. Yes, it's like you have a choice in love. Some of you, plain and simple, you have a choice in love. I would definitely, let go of the past bozo. Don't repeat the past mistake. There's something much better coming in for you. If you're not looking for love, the Lovers can just represent being at a crossroads. And I feel like you need to learn, you need to like move towards something where you are going to be learning. So you could be like leaving one job, going to a job where maybe you don't really know what you're doing, but, it kind of says learn as you go. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups. Yes, definitely could be a water sign coming in for you as well. Water, earth, fire, you basically have everything. So, it could be any sign that's coming in for you. But, I feel like if there's a new love coming in for you, which there clearly is, but you might just only be seeing old love, right? I mean, if you've been hurt from a person, like I said, take time to heal. Number one, don't enter into anything without being healed. But number two, I would say if you've recently been hurt by a person, obviously it can be hard to see a new person that is becoming available to you. So I totally understand. But, I kind of feel this could be something, someone who's very successful or who's very focused on like long-term stability with that Ten of Pentacles. Next, you have this curse card. Again, I kind of do feel like you feel cursed maybe in love, or you feel cursed to a certain story, right? And I kind of feel this reading is encouraging you to take control of your own reality. I feel like it's encouraging you, like, now is the time to change that story. I mean, literally, we have that eclipse coming up in May in your sign. So I feel like now is the time to change your story. And we literally see that here as well. You have this blade card with this magician. The magician normally has a snake wrapped around his waist. The snake, it is the Ouroboros. It represents reinvention. You have this blade card, which could just represent kind of like cutting something out of your life or removing something from your life. So I feel for a lot of you, this is encouraging reinvention. I also do feel if you had a tricky person in your life, this is kind of like confirmation. I feel like it's saying, yes, they are tricky, and don't repeat the cycle. But I also feel that with this eclipse coming up this month, you could really be feeling like you want to become a different person, not like you're, becoming someone you're not. I feel really you're probably becoming who you always have been, but you're just like embracing the energy. And, that's very powerful, Scorpio. You have this hollow bone card. It says teachability on it. I feel like you just need to be open to being taught new things. And I don't think like someone is literally like teaching you, but it could just be about being open to like new ideas or new ways of doing things in life, or new experiences that you can have. Again, needing to believe in magic, needing to believe that you can actually enter into something. I'm not saying that you're jaded, but maybe you've gotten a little jaded, like in relationships, or maybe you're like, well, I kind of have that, like, it is what it is type of energy popping into my head in this reading. I hope that makes sense, where it's like, maybe you have a job and maybe you keep switching new jobs, and you keep thinking, well, this is just what jobs are. Maybe they just suck, or this is what relationships are. Maybe they just suck. But again, I feel like this reading is saying, like, no, the magical, and this is not, I want to stress that there's a difference between this, what I'm saying here, in the thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, right? It's like, I think we can always be chasing the next best thing. And, that's no way to feel fulfilled, of course. But this to me, it's like different than that. I don't know. I hope that makes sense, Scorpio. That's what I'm getting from your reading. With the curse card, you have the Queen of Swords. Yes, I feel like you see clearly now. Some of you could be waking up to kind of like the hold that a person has over you or has had over you. And I feel like you're finally releasing it. With the Magician and the Blade, you have the Justice card. Yeah, balance. Remember, we were talking about balancing like the logical side with the emotional side, or the more creative side, and I feel like that's what this whole entire reading is talking about, basically. Even that blade, it's sharp on both sides. It cuts both ways. It's like everything in here is saying that you're becoming more like multi-dimensional. I feel like you're not just using like one of your skills, you're using multiple skills in business, for example. I think you're not just being logical, you're also mixing logic with intuition and like other things, So it's like you're seeing both sides of pretty much everything. And I feel like you're using, this is like becoming a superpower, is what I would say to you here, Scorpio. I almost get like Gemini energy, even though, yes, I understand that that's Libra, the Justice card, but just putting everything together, it's like I get this Gemini energy. It's like Gemini, I think that one of the superpowers of Gemini is that they can, they're very good at seeing, both sides of things. Like a lot of Geminis are good at like mixing things together as well, like two skills and turning it into a superpower. And I kind of feel like some of you could be doing that. With the Hollow Bone card, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, being willing to learn is going to change your fortunes, but I also just feel your fortunes are changing for the better, is what this reading is saying. I feel like there's a lot of improvements coming in for you. So I love this reading. We're going to pull 5 main themes now, and we're going to see what else comes up. You have this enthusiasm card, the whole entire reading. We were talking about following your enthusiasm, making sure to move towards things that make you excited, that, wake you up in the morning, all the wands cards. So, I feel like making sure you're doing things that make you feel enthusiastic is going to be important. You have this friendship card. It could be attracting new friends. I also feel like some of you could be meeting a person where it's like you start out as friends and, there you go, perfectly fine. So just see how it goes, right? You have this principle card here. This is about like having principles, and we have Uranus and Taurus. So Uranus and Taurus has a lot to do with our values. And yes, I know this card is Jupiter and Sagittarius, but it doesn't matter. I feel for a lot of you, this is saying, as long as you're like standing up for your values, things are going to go very well. You also have the Sun in Sagittarius. So I don't think this is saying that there is a Sagittarius coming in for you. I feel like it's saying that there's just a lot of luck coming in for you. I get a very lucky vibe off of those cards. Next, you have this, what does it say? Seduction. So this is Jupiter and Pisces. So, we just had Jupiter and Pisces. I feel like some of you could be being seduced by a person, or, there definitely is like a seductive energy here. Could be love coming in for you, and, again, could be a very seductive person, basically. Finally, you have this Quarrel card. I feel like you need to let go of this past person here, someone that you have a story with. Going up to the Curse card, I feel like they just want to fight. Again, you could be with a person who just wants to fight, who just wants to cause problems. So that's what I would be letting go of. For others, didn't I say this to you recently? Like, no settling on situations. Like, if you have a job that, hey, I feel like you could easily find something that you enjoy much more, right? So I feel this reading is talking about reinventing yourself and making some changes that could improve your life. But that's what I have for you, Scorpio. It looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your May.